James catches, puts up a three. Won't go. Rebound Bosch. Back out to Allen. His three-pointer. Bang! Tie game with 5 seconds remaining.
Ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant good afternoon to everybody. Welcome to the Louis Sports Network. It is your boy Louis coming back at you once again with another live stream with yet another video. Smash the like button, hit that subscribe button, make sure those notifications are turned on. Make sure you're sharing on your social media platforms. Truly appreciate it. Happy Monday afternoon. Appreciate you guys coming on through. Hope you guys are having a wonderful Monday to start off. Shout out to Jared in the building. What is up? What is going on? Karam in the building. What is going on? Oh, you already know I came here for that. We're going to put them under the bus. That's what we're here for. So smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, make sure to share. Can't wait for this. Shout out to Logan McKinney in the building. Yo, again, guys, smash that like and make sure to share this stream. We're about to get started in 1 second. So give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to be right back, okay? Give me 1 second, all right? And then we're going to start cooking. Oh, you because I'm about to expose all this right now. So, again, smash the like, hit that subscribe. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. Smash the like, hit that subscribe. Make sure to share. It's time, man. The Philadelphia 76ers lose the series in 7 games at the hands of the Atlanta Hawks, 103-96. Before we get started, let me just say this. Congratulations to the Atlanta Hawks. They're a good team. They're a very good team. Hold on, let me move this a little bit back so that I can give room. There we go. That's what I wanted. Okay. So again, salute to everybody in the chat. Smash the like, hit the subscribe. Make sure to share this video. We got a lot of exposing to do because I got to listen to Doc Rivers, and we're going to start with him because apparently, obviously, we're going to get to Ben Simmons, right? Oh, I heard about the bottle when one of the players that got thrown on the court. I own that, right? So now, yeah, Trae Young now owns Philly and New York. Crazy. 2 hostile environments. But ladies and gentlemen, let's take a listen to Doc Rivers on his post-game comments about Ben Simmons. And what we're going to do is shout out to Sean. We're going to listen to Doc, in my opinion, the most overrated coach in NBA history. Phil Jackson wannabe out here. We're going to listen to his comments about the game. So let's take a listen. And I'm going to pause it in between, and then we're going to listen to the comments. So, reporter, take it away. Doc Rivers, you don't know. Doc Rivers, you don't know. What do you mean you don't know? Shout out to Michelle's daughter in the building. Doc Rivers, what do you mean you don't know? How do you not know what happened when you were on the court? You were courtside. You know what happened, sir. Trying to make excuses? Let me know if you guys can hear the audio. I'm going to keep trying to raise it up as much as possible. So, yeah. But Doc Rivers, man, literally said he doesn't know what happened on the court, and he's not going to digest it. Let's continue listening.
Really disappointed, honestly. I think everybody's disappointed. Give the Hawks credit. Nate McMillan did a hell of a job.
And you know what's so funny about Nate McMillan? Before once again I pause. Nate McMillan has had Terrence Mann says can't hear. I don't know what's going on. I'm surprised I can't hear the. I wonder if I don't know if I can share the audio. Try raising up the volume, I guess, where you're at, because for some reason G Money says he can hear it. Okay, so you know what? It might be the internet connection. That's probably why, because my router tends to be unstable. So if it goes down, you won't be able to hear it. So that's what it is. All right, but let's keep listening to Doc. Hopefully it goes. But in case if you can't, I'll just pretty much break down what he said.
And listen, this was a muddy, ugly game tonight. And it just seemed like they made the right play.
Whose game was ugly? The game was ugly? You're right in some sense. The game was ugly, but who was it more ugly for, the Hawks or your team? I need more clarification, sir.
I just thought, we had 17 turnovers. If you want to
17 turnovers, 8 of them by Joel Embiid. Your center had 8 of the 17 turnovers. I wonder what that is, Doc.
One thing, the 17 turnovers. We shot 75% from the free throw line. They just had too many extra shots at the end of the day, for us to win the game. But offensively is what, to me, let us down.
Okay. Did you hear what he said? He said he doesn't know why things went bad offensively for the Philadelphia 76ers because they went bad. Really? My thing is Joel Embiid did a spin move on Gallinari, who's probably slower than he is. Gallinari had time to poke the ball away from Embiid late in the game and got a breakaway dunk on a 4-point game. Also, Matisse Thybulle decided to foul Kevin Huerter while he was going up for a 3, coming off 2 screens at the top. That was just a boneheaded play. Now, those are on the players because they decided to do that. But Doc Rivers, my question to you is, why would you have Embiid catching the ball at the top of the key, trying to make him go one-on-one at the top as your center? Why don't you have him in the post more? Oh, that's right. Because the guy over here, Brick Simmons, he for some reason loses confidence, and he can't score offensively. He can't shoot the basketball. He has no confidence. So let me go to the graphics as soon as this uploads here. And let's go to Ben Simmons on that play that he passed to Matisse Thybulle. Let's take a look.
Lay that up. What are you doing? Man, come on, man, finish it. Bro, what are you doing, bro? Why didn't you just lay?
For those who didn't understand what just happened, let's take a look at it again.
Lay that up. What are you doing? Man, come on, man, finish it. Bro, what are you doing, bro? Why didn't you just lay?
That's Ben Simmons in a nutshell. Why are you passing that ball when you're wide open, man, right down the lane? Like, really? Bruh. Ben Simmons. There's no excuse for that. You spend off of Gallinari in the post, and his excuse was, "Oh, I thought Gallinari was going to block it from behind." You know why he passed that ball? He passed that ball because he knew that he was not confident enough to make free throws at the free throw line. Even if he got an M1, he wasn't confident to do it. But yet Doc Rivers decided to ride him in the game because according to Doc Rivers said, "Oh, well, we know what kind of player Ben Simmons is, man. We know who he is. If you knew who he was, why did you have him in the game, Doc Rivers?" See how that doesn't make any sense? Let's continue. Wait a minute. Wait. Did you guys hear that? Let me rewind that back just a little bit in what Doc Rivers just said right there. This is key. This is key. Trust, trust, trust. The word trust. The word trust. Didn't the Clippers have trust issues last year when they blew that 3-1 lead to the Denver Nuggets? And now notice that Doc Rivers said the same thing that he said about the Clippers when they lost to the Nuggets, for what he said about the Philadelphia 76ers, the team he's coaching right now. He said we didn't trust one another. Didn't that just happen in the bubble last year with the Clippers? And he's saying the same thing right now with the Philadelphia Sixers. That's a problem. Back to back years, you're saying the same issue. See, and I feel like once again my connection point. I don't know why my connection goes down. It's so inconsistent. Shout out to everybody. G Money says also the Hawks were 0-9 on the road in Game 7 until they exposed the Philadelphia losers last night. This is what's bad about the 76ers. The Sixers, this is what happened last night. Trae Young was 5 of 23. Bogdanovich didn't play great. But John Collins had 16 points and 14 rebounds. Kevin Huerter had 27 points. Gallinari had 17. Clint Capella had 13. That's how the Hawks were able to offset that, despite Trae Young scoring 21 points, but no, was it 20? I think it was 23 points. But he struggled. How did you lose a game and still allow 103 points to where the best players struggled to shoot the basketball all game long? Because here's my issue. Joel Embiid played great throughout the game, but you can't count on him in the clutch. Joel Embiid makes a lot of boneheaded decisions. Joel Embiid takes a lot of idiotic, ill-advised shots. That's not good. You should be able to win that game where Trae Young has 21 points on 23 shots because he's their best player on the floor. But Kevin Huerter was Terrence Man of the night with 27 points. And Trae Young hit that huge three when they were up 1 to give them a 93-89 lead, as I did the game last night. But Doc Rivers doesn't know what happened, according to him. He doesn't know what happened. He doesn't know why the Sixers lost the game last night. He's not going to digest. You know what happened, Doc, because you were front row and center on what happened to your basketball team. Seth Curry, he can get hot, really good shooter, but he's not a perimeter defender. Tobias Harris, very inconsistent. One game he could go 10 for 15. The next game he could go 8 for 24. He is feast or famine. Rick Simmons, he's out here laying brick. He really cares about his community because he's laying bricks. He's building bricks to build a lot of hospitals. No. See, Ben Simmons is building bricks for his mansion because he really doesn't care about his game. According to Ben Simmons, he said, "I am who I am" in the postgame in Game 7. If Ben Simmons is saying, "I am who I am," what does that say about Ben Simmons? Jimmy Butler said it best. Nobody has held Ben Simmons accountable. And now Doc Rivers, who defended Ben Simmons just 2 weeks ago, now he throws him under the bus and using him as a scapegoat. No, you don't get to do that, Doc Rivers. No. You don't get to do that, Glenn Rivers. You don't get to do that. Sorry. No. You had an 18-point lead in Game 4 in Atlanta. You had a 26-point lead in Game 5 in Philly. Do y'all remember Embiid had 37 and Seth Curry had 36? And what did I say? I said that Seth Curry cannot be your second leading scorer. I believe Ben Simmons was the 4th or 5th leading scorer in the entire game. Magic Johnson today said that the Sixers lost the series in Game 5. I would even have to agree. You can't choke like that. You blow 2 double-digit leads, and once again, it's a Doc Rivers coach team. I bet my microphone out here slipping. Oh, boy. Anyway, let's continue on what Doc Rivers said. Let's continue. Oh, here it comes. What did Doc Rivers say? I don't know if people can hear it, but Doc Rivers said again what? I don't know. Doc Rivers said, I don't know. Just imagine Doc Rivers coaching the Clippers team this year. The Clippers were just down 25 to the Utah Jazz in Game 5. Ty Lue made adjustments. Terrence Mann got hot. Reggie Jackson. The Clippers look more together this year than they did last year. And I said they're playing with more trust. Doc Rivers said the word trust in back-to-back series in 2 straight years. In the bubble, he said the Clippers didn't trust each other. Now with the Philadelphia 76ers, I don't think we trusted each other. I'm sorry, that's pathetic. That's pathetic. Now, let me go back to another graphic and let me show you here. If we can just go back and check for a minute. Where is that graphic? This is when you knew Doc Rivers' career was done. He knew his job was done when you know it. He kept looking at the clock like he knew he was going to get fired. This is how you know Doc Rivers knew my job is finished here in Philadelphia. I don't know if Doc is going to get fired. It might not be. But that is the look of a man when he kept looking at the clock, almost as if to say, my career looks like it's going to be done here in just one season. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. I have to see what Daryl Morey does. But, this kind of stuff can't happen. And it did. You just knew it was over. Monty Williams is the real coach of the year, ladies and gentlemen, because he makes adjustments. Ty Lue, who we've clowned for years because he was on the team with LeBron James, is actually making adjustments. And Doc Rivers should be ashamed of himself because Ty Lue is from your coaching tree. Ty Lue was an assistant coach under you for the Celtics and the Clippers. And he won a championship in very short time. Yeah, he had LeBron, obviously, but look what he's doing with the Clippers. Could you imagine if Ty Lue gets to the NBA Finals before Doc Rivers? That would be embarrassing. How many times has Ty Lue been the butt of jokes on social media when he's coached LeBron James? But now with Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, he doesn't have to deal with that, and then he somehow gets to the finals. Could you imagine? Doc Rivers lets the players try to figure it out. Bro, not Phil Jackson. And even in some instances, Phil still does a little bit of coaching. Did y'all hear about Josh Smith? Josh Smith actually he ridiculed Doc Rivers after the Sixers lost in Game 7. He says that people have said a lot of nice things about you, including Jeff Van Gundy, who will defend Doc Rivers to the T and not give him and not hold him accountable for giving him excuses. But I'm sorry. Josh Smith even said that you don't even make adjustments, and some of these players don't really like you like you think they do. It's like people forgot that he had issues with Chris Paul. People forget that. And let me put this in perspective, y'all. How is it that Doc Rivers, since 2010, look at the talent that he's had on his team? Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons. You've had Kawhi Leonard. You've had Paul George. You have Lou Williams, former Sixth Man of the Year. Montrezl Harrell, Sixth Man of the Year. You had Jamal Crawford, Sixth Man of the Year. You had J.J. Redick, one of the best three-point shooters in the league. You had Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan, and Chris Paul in their prime. Think about this. Doc Rivers won a championship with past prime players in Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen. Paul Pierce was the only one who was technically still in his prime. But yet, with more prime players in Chris Paul and company, with all that talent, you haven't been able to get past the second round. The blames are coming to the players in just a bit right now. But I'm basically telling you that Doc Rivers is the most overrated coach in NBA history. Those are facts. His track record proves it. How many leads has he blown in the series? How many Game 7s has he lost? You defended Ben 2 weeks ago, and now you throw him under the bus? That's Doc Rivers trying not to take blame. Bro, you're not taking responsibility. Let's continue. Ben Simmons missed more than 49 free throws in the playoffs. Not one time did you decide to take Ben Simmons out. You stuck with him, Doc Rivers, thinking that he was going to pull through when this has been Ben Simmons' MO his entire career. I gave him a pass on his injury his first year. I gave him a pass when he played his first full season, even though I felt Donovan Mitchell was the rookie of the year. But because Philly won 16 straight games to end the regular season, that put Ben Simmons in the favor for the rookie of the year. He played well. He's aggressive when Embiid is not on the floor. But see, when Embiid is on the floor and he's the best player, you have to find a way to adjust to Joel Embiid. You didn't do that in all your 4 years. Ben Simmons is content to play the way that he plays, and that's why he doesn't have the drive to win. He doesn't have the drive to get better. Ben Simmons doesn't have confidence, and you can see that he's checked out game. And Ben Simmons is even making it. Ben Simmons shot 31% from the free throw line in the postseason. He shot 31% in this playoff series against the Hawks. I told y'all before the game started that the Hawks had nothing to lose. They had nothing to lose. They had nothing to lose because, again, they were not expected to win. This team behind me was. All these changes, you change your GM, you change your coach, you make a couple of additions, you make some key trades, you let some guys walk, and the results are still the same in 4 years? Another thing with Ben Simmons is how is it that a lot of guys in the last 5 seasons have shown more progression over their career than he has? Ben Simmons plays the same and is expecting different results. Almost like teaching an old dog new tricks. And the results are still bad. The Hawks have overachieved, and they're in the Eastern Conference Finals. You know, that guy Gonzo from First Things First said something really interesting. What did he say about Philadelphia? Oh, that's right. He basically said, if you were to take out the Brooklyn Nets, you get the Atlanta Hawks, considering what Chris Paul is going to be in the Western Conference Finals. Kawhi Leonard goes out with an ACL injury. We don't even know the severity. I think they're hiding that injury with Kawhi. I think he really tore his ACL. I feel like this is another State Warrior situation. Hopefully it's not. But consider the fact that the Milwaukee Bucks just eliminated the Brooklyn Nets. Kevin Durant is no longer there. You would have think that Philly now had the ticket to get to the Eastern Conference Finals and have possibility and opportunity to get to the NBA Finals. But you lost 3 games at home. You lost game 1 when you had the lead. You lost game 5 when you were up 26. You lost game 4 when you were up by 8. No, you won game 4. No, actually, no. The Sixers were up 2-1. They were up 2-1. You blew games 4 and 5, being up by 18 and 26. And then you choke in game 7 and lose by 7. We feel Paul George, but at least in games 5 and 6, Paul George actually played a lot better than usually what he would be known to, kind of choke in those kind of situations. Right? Let's continue with Doc Rivers, though. Let me get this straight. Didn't you guys have an offseason? I know the turnaround was quick. 72 games. There's no excuses. You didn't put the work in, right? Smash the like, hit that subscribe. Let's continue to listen.
In addition to the turnovers, some in the backcourt, layups, and some on the court. They were really tough.
They took the ball away. They didn't do it.
It's amazing that Doc Rivers knows the names of the media reporters more than he knows his own players. To me, it shows that he probably has a select few reporters to where they can use. He could be like, kind of tend to use this kind of a scapegoat. More in a sense, right? I get that the players need to show more trust, but isn't that your job to implement trust? Like I said before, the Clippers had trust issues all last year, despite the fact that they had a lot of injury, despite the fact of the pandemic, and they lost a lot of continuity because they didn't have chemistry. But in terms of trust, that's on you, sir. Because why is it that now Ty Lue is implementing more trust in the Clippers, and the Clippers are showing more trust in each other, but for some reason you can't get the Sixers to trust one another? First of all, I can't give Ben a positive if Ben was still struggling on the offensive end. I don't want to give about the defensive credit. It won't be talked about as much if Ben wins the game, but you guys lost. The Sixers are 61-9 at home in the last two seasons. They've been a terrible road team, and yet they won 2 road games against the Hawks. But you lost 3 games at home. You lost the first game and the last game at home. And then also Philly was down 26 points to the Hawks. Why were you down 26? Okay, this is why we're cooking Doc Rivers now, because Doc Rivers, to me, makes a lot of excuses, especially with what was recently happened. We can sit here and say, oh, it's not all on Doc. This is not all on Doc, because I'm going to get to the players in a second. But when you listen to Doc Rivers talk, he basically is making himself a scapegoat. Trust is the issue. The thing is with Philadelphia, you guys knew what you were getting with Doc Rivers. You guys knew what you were getting. So the fact that, all these excuses are being made is ridiculous. Doc Rivers even knew what Ben Simmons was because he's been watching him from afar. So the fact that I hear all these excuses is honestly ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It really is. It's really ridiculous. No ands, if, or buts. It's honestly really ridiculous. And the thing is, you can't use you can't use Danny Green's calf injury. You can't. You can't use that because you guys were you guys were supposed to be in control of the series, and you guys failed miserably. You can't. Let's continue. And like I told y'all, that's the second year in a row that Doc has mentioned about trust after losing a series. And notice it's been back-to-back in the 7th, right? That's just sad. No, I got the Milwaukee Bucks going to the NBA Finals. I don't feel bad for MB because now I'm going to cook him next. It's his turn now. I'm done with Doc. These excuses that he's making, honestly ridiculous. Now, on to Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid, my issue with him is he does not condition his body well to last long. He needs to condition his body. He needs to stop doing all this trash talking. And when it matters most, you need to show better IQ. See, that's Doc Rivers' fault along with your fault. Because why is Embiid catching the ball on the perimeter? Why is he catching it above the three-point line? He should not. He should not be doing that. And the thing is with Embiid, he had 37 and 13. Where was Embiid in the fourth quarter? Where was he in the fourth quarter? Also, look at the offense that Embiid was trying to create in the fourth quarter. That lets you know how unimpactful he was at the end of games. Joel Embiid struggles in the fourth quarter. His decision-making is horrible. And you saw when they were down by 4, Embiid went one-on-one. He caught that ball at the top. Tried to take Gallinari one-on-one. He does a spin move. Gallinari picks his pocket, and then he gets an easy two at the other end of the floor. That was Joel Embiid's fault. Sixers had 17 turnovers, but I don't care if Embiid played his heart out. I'm talking about down the stretch. He does not get a pass. That's just horrible on Embiid. We got to just stop looking at this. We got to stop looking at stats and understand important parts of the game. He was not great in the second half, and Embiid was not great when the team needed him most. Trae Young was horrible all game, but he hit the biggest shot of the game. He hit the biggest shot of the game that put him up 4, and Philly then was playing catch up. Despite the fact that Philadelphia had the lead, they were playing catch up. Philly couldn't score. They could not score. Philly was horrible offensively. The thing is that you got to look beyond the numbers. Numbers don't tell the whole story. That's why people fall for that. People look at highlights and just say, "Oh man, he was unbelievable." When you break down games and you go deeper, you see why the numbers became what they were. For example, how did the Utah Jazz make 23s in 2 games and lost them both to the Clippers? How did they lose to them? It's key parts of the game that always come to change. Most times when you're making 23s a game, you should be able to win. But the Jazz lost 2 games against the Clippers in which they made 23. They were up by 25. How did they not win that game? Turnovers. They left Rudy Gobert out to where he got exposed against when the Clippers went small and they were able to spread the floor. Donovan Mitchell didn't trust his team, and then he tried to play superhero playing hero ball. There's a lot of factors. That's why you got to go deep and learn why the Clippers were able to beat them despite Utah being in control in Game 6. At Staples. It gets me mad about Damian Lillard because that's the kind of thing they do with Lillard. They always look at, he scored 55. Okay, he didn't even get help. Right. But down the stretch, he was not there down the stretch. I told people about the Utah Jazz. It's Donovan Mitchell and everybody else. They have players who can get buckets in terms of shooting the 3. The problem is they don't got players who can create their own shot. They don't. Donovan Mitchell is the only player that can create his own shot. Rudy Gobert becomes a big liability defensively when you go small. When you go small, Gobert has no impact. He becomes a liability because now he has to stay in the paint, but he can't go to guard the 3-point line because if he goes to close out a shooter, all the opposing team has to do on offense, move the basketball and drive to the basket. Now Gobert is how many times has he been put on Steph Curry and Curry takes him off the dribble? How many times has Chris Paul been on Chris Paul and he takes him off the dribble? You put guys who are more faster and have the handle to go by him, Rudy Gobert's a liability. That's why I said that it's amazing that he's a 3-time defensive player of the year, but the Clippers exposed him in the playoffs. How many times has Rudy Gobert been exposed in the playoffs? And this is a 3-time defensive player of the year. Damian Lillard's numbers look impressive, but when you look deep into the numbers, Damian Lillard kills in the first half, but he struggles in the second half. You have to look deep into numbers and just say, oh, he played his ball out. Look at Kevin Durant. He scored 48 points. Most people are going to say, yo, Kevin Durant was unbelievable. He hit the shot to tie the game. I get that. But we got to keep that same energy. In overtime, he went 0 for 6. But he played 53 minutes. I get all that. The problem is, though, the superstar's going to get the blame. You might want to give him a pass all you want. I don't do that. Kevin Durant gets blamed. He went 0 for 6. People were trying to say now he knows how LeBron feels, and I don't mean to blame LeBron, but I want to compare this. They're like, well, LeBron was like 1 for 6 in the overtime loss against the Warriors, and he did everything he could, 51, 8, and 8. Here's the difference. Kevin Durant didn't quit on his team. LeBron did. LeBron quit on his team on that play by J.R. Smith. It's just like delusional revisionist historians want to ignore that part. He quit on his team. They keep saying, oh, I would quit if no guy was making shots. I said, LeBron showed you and he exposed you that he's not a leader. Because when there's a time that you need your truth and it was a tie score, people are making it seem like if LeBron just lost the game like that. Cleveland deserved to get that offensive foul call on Kevin Durant. No question. But you still got to play the game. He just quit because he felt like it was over. And then once he gave up in game 1, then he just felt like the series is over. Look at Devin Booker. 40 points, 13 rebounds, 11 assists. He says Chris Paul's job, my job is to score and I'm a scorer. Chris Paul, his job is to set everybody up. But I felt like with Chris Paul out, I not only had to be able to get mine, but I had to get the other guys involved. Devin Booker took responsibility, and he's doing it now. That's what you do. Hold yourself accountable. And even if Kevin Durant, I'm not giving him a pass, this is what I got to give Kevin Durant props for. He gave credit to the other team. Kevin Durant didn't make any excuses. Took the loss like a man. That's what you're supposed to do. Certain players out here and certain coaches out here want to make excuses. That's what happened. That's exactly what happened. Joel Embiid needs to improve his conditioning because it's very cringe watching him play defense and offense to where he doesn't get hurt. He needs to improve his conditioning. He needs to go to Hakeem and really work on being in the post a lot more and stop taking so many jump shots. Just own the loss. It's like dudes can't do that. It's too much to own a loss because you don't want the responsibility of losing. Sorry, that doesn't work that way. Well, that's bad. And now we get to Ben Simmons. Well, first, before I get to Ben Simmons, Tobias Harris, you were absolutely terrible, inconsistent, as usual. Steph Curry, good player, didn't get enough shots, but you're terrible on defense. It must be a Curry thing. But Ben Simmons was regarded, he was supposed to be the next LeBron. I told y'all that LeBron came into the league shooting jump shots when he wasn't even a good jump shooter, but he's supposed to be, he's a jump shot away from being the next LeBron James. Ben Simmons is the next Magic Johnson. Ben Simmons turns the ball over so much for a guy who has the ball in his hands a lot to be telling me that you're the next Magic Johnson. That's ridiculous. Smash it like it, that's subscribe. All these comparisons, and now we're talking about we got to trade Ben Simmons because Ben Simmons has no confidence to shoot in big games. Dwight Howard had a flagrant foul in that Game 7 last night, right? And Doc Rivers doesn't know how to make adjustments. Glenn Rivers does not know how to adjust. said this. Ben Simmons missed 10 free throws in Game 5 in a game that they were up by 26 points. Let that sink in. You were up 26 points and Ben Simmons missed 10 free throws. 10 free throws. I really believe that Ben Simmons has a mental problem. I'm not saying it to disrespect him, but I'm saying it because I really feel like it's affecting him on the court. If you're afraid to shoot, I feel like Ben Simmons is afraid of criticism. He's afraid that if he shoots and he doesn't shoot the ball well, that he's going to get heavily criticized and going to say he has a broken jump shot. I told y'all before, Brett Brown it's so crazy that Brett Brown is from the Greg Popovich tree, yet he kept treating Ben Simmons like a son. Never held him accountable. Jimmy Butler was right. Never held him accountable. Never held him accountable for anything. That's just sad. If Ben Simmons is a superstar, you're supposed to hold him accountable. You're supposed to hold him accountable. Ben Simmons has made 2 all-defensive teams, 2 all-NBA teams, and is a 3-time All-Star. But yet in the playoffs, he's really not that impactful. And from his rookie year, quote unquote, in 2018 to now, his free throw percentage has gone from 71% all the way down to 32% in the combination of the first and second round. I'm like, how? So you've regressed more than you've progressed. I don't understand that. How is that possible? You know, that to me is ridiculous. And Doc Rivers out here getting past it. It's just ridiculous. Hayden says, Lewis, what do the Nuggets need to do in the offseason? They obviously got to get Jamal Murray back, and I don't know how long he's going to be out for. But Will Barton's got to come back healthy. They have to be a better defensive team. I don't like the way they defend. The Nuggets have to be a better defensive team next year. I know the league doesn't play defense, but there's got to be a little bit of effort. Because also, they need to get rid of Mike Malone. They need to get rid of Mike Malone. Mike Malone is another coach that doesn't really make it justice to it. He doesn't. That losing Jeremy Grant to me hurt them. Michael Porter Jr.'s got to get better, but like I said, as long as Mike Malone is coaching Michael Porter Jr., Michael Porter Jr. is not going to improve. They hurt their relationship after what happened in the bubble when the Nuggets were down 3-1 against the Clippers. That ship has sailed. Michael Porter Jr. will improve once Mike Malone leaves. And ladies and gentlemen, Ben Simmons is making 5 years, $177 million. He made $30.8 million this season. The guy is due $146 million in the next 4 years. And in 4 years of organized basketball, excluding his injury-plagued season his first year, Ben Simmons has shown no improvement. Lonzo Ball has shown more progress than him. Donovan Mitchell, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Brandon Ingram, Pascal Siakam, Devin Booker, all these players have improved at a faster rate than Ben Simmons. I told you, Ben Simmons, to me, cares about the lifestyle as a basketball player and not really trying to be the best he could possibly be. So Ben Simmons' mindset is not great. He does not really have passion. Ben Simmons needs a veteran that's going to check him. Doc Rivers didn't do it. Neither did Brett Brown. And then you have to ask yourself, what players are really telling Ben anything in that locker room? That tells me that, to me, they don't really trust Ben Simmons neither, which is why I told you guys there's a lack of trust in that organization. Bro, he's getting paid almost $200 million. Rick Simmons getting paid almost $200 million. And he's this kind of player? I'm sorry. All these passes, the Philadelphia 76ers have a big problem. And it's really pathetic, honestly. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. There's no way you could tell me that. Domantas Sabonis has shown more progress. Thank you. That was the player I was thinking about, G Money. And he's shown more heart than him. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is your boy Louis with another one. Smash the like, hit that subscribe. Make sure to share the video. Again, I will see you guys a little bit later. I'm going to do the Braves and the Mets later on today for baseball. I think on Tuesday I'm going to do Clippers and Suns tomorrow for Game 2. Let me know if you guys want me to do it. I'm going to try to see if I can, though. If not, I'm going to be doing baseball. But enjoy the rest of your day. Bless up. Live, laugh, love. Thank you guys for watching. And enjoy the rest of your day, man. Let me know. And like I said, make sure to watch the replay. And then let me know what you guys think in the comment section.